Got someone on the line tonight who's standing at a crossroads. She's pregnant, but the baby's not her boyfriend's. He thinks he's the father, but he's not. One direction is truth and devastation. The other direction is a paternity secret that might hold forever or might collapse and take everything with it. This is about paternity fraud before it happens, and she's trying to figure out which choice makes her less of a monster. I'm here.
Felicia, 25, Hawaii, and I'm about to ruin someone's life no matter what I do.
Tell me.
I'm pregnant, 12 weeks, and the baby's not his, but he thinks he's the father. My boyfriend is over the moon about it. He's planning the nursery. He cried when I told him. He's telling everyone. His parents are throwing us a party. He keeps saying he's going to be the best dad in the world.
And he's not the father?
No, he's not. This is the biggest paternity secret I'll ever keep, or the biggest truth I'll ever have to tell.
How do you know?
Because we were on a break. 6 weeks. He broke up with me, said he needed space to figure out what he wanted. And during that break, I had a one-night stand during our break with a tourist, some guy I met at a bar. I don't even remember his last name. So when I found out I was pregnant, I knew the baby's not my boyfriend's, it's the tourist's. But we'd just gotten back together, and
When did you and your boyfriend get back together?
a week after the hookup, he came back, said he made a mistake, that he wanted to make it work. And I said yes, because I love him. And then 3 weeks after we got back together, I found out I was pregnant.
And you know it's the tourists.
The timing doesn't work for it to be my boyfriend's. We hadn't been together for 5 weeks when I conceived. It's not his.
Does he know about the hookup?
No.
Does he know you were on a break?
He knows we broke up for 6 weeks, but he doesn't know I slept with anyone. And Rex, he's so happy. I've never seen him like this. He keeps talking about how this baby saved us, how everything happens for a reason, how we're going to be a family.
And what do you want to do?
I don't know. That's why I'm calling you. Part of me thinks I should tell him, but part of me thinks, why? Why destroy him? Why take away his happiness? This baby will have a father who loves them. Who cares if the DNA doesn't match? He'll never know. The tourist is gone. I have no way to contact him, even if I wanted to. If I just keep this to myself, everyone gets what they want.
Except it's built on a lie.
But who does the lie hurt? My boyfriend will be an amazing father. This baby will be loved. If I tell him the truth, that the baby's not his, it destroys everything. What's the point of honesty if all it does is cause pain?
You really believe that?
I don't know. My best friend says I'm insane, that this will come out eventually, that I'm building our entire future on a foundation that's going to collapse. But how? How would it come out? Genetic testing isn't mandatory. If I never tell anyone, how would anyone ever know?
You'd know.
I already know. I'm already carrying it. What difference does it make if I keep carrying it alone versus dumping it on him and destroying everything?
Felicia, I need you to understand something before we go any further. This isn't a small secret. This isn't, I don't actually like your mother, or I pretended to enjoy that restaurant. This is a lie that will shape another human being's entire existence.
But they'll be loved, right? That's what matters. They'll have a father who shows up, who's present, who wants them. Isn't that better than what? Me telling the truth and my boyfriend leaving and this baby growing up without a dad?
Maybe, but you're making that decision for everyone. You're deciding your boyfriend doesn't get to know the truth. You're deciding this baby doesn't get to know their actual biological father. You're deciding all of this based on what you think is best.
Because I'm the one who has to live with the consequences. If I tell him and he leaves, I'm a single mom. If I tell him and he stays but resents me, this baby grows out in a broken home. If I keep it to myself, everyone is happy.
Are they? Or are they just happy based on false information?
What's the difference?
The difference is consent. Your boyfriend is consenting to raise this baby based on the belief that it's his. But that's paternity fraud, Felicia. He doesn't know the baby's not his. He doesn't actually have all the information. So is he really consenting? Or is he being tricked?
That's harsh.
It's accurate.
Okay, let me ask you this. If I tell him, what happens? Best case scenario, he forgives me for the hookup and agrees to raise the baby anyway. Worst case, he leaves and I'm alone. Either way, I've destroyed his happiness for nothing because the outcome is the same. He raises this baby, but now there's pain and resentment attached to it.
That's assuming he chooses to raise the baby.
Sharp. You think he'd abandon a child? He's not like that.
I don't know him. But I know you're taking away his choice. You're deciding for him that he'd want to raise another man's baby. Maybe he would, but maybe he wouldn't. And he deserves to make that decision with full information.
But why? Why does he deserve to be hurt like that? He didn't do anything wrong.
Neither did you, technically. You weren't together. The hookup happened during a legitimate break. You didn't cheat, but you're about to lie to him for the rest of his life.
I know.
And Felicia, here's the part you're not thinking about. What happens in 5 years when he wants another baby and you're worried about genetic testing? What happens in 10 years when that kid needs a medical history and you can't provide accurate information? What happens in 18 years when that kid wants to do one of those ancestry DNA tests?
I'll deal with it then.
Will you? Or will you spend 18 years in constant fear of being found out, living with this secret, this lie, this constant low-level panic that one day someone's going to figure it out?
Maybe. But at least my kid will have had a father for 18 years. At least they'll have grown up loved.
And when they find out, because they probably will, how do you think they'll feel? Knowing their entire childhood was based on a lie, knowing their Todd dad isn't actually their biological father and nobody told them.
Biology doesn't make you a father. Showing up makes you a father.
You're right, but that doesn't give you the right to decide that for everyone else. Your kid deserves to know the truth. Your boyfriend deserves to know the truth, and you're taking that away from them.
So what? I'm just supposed to tell him, hey, remember that break you initiated? Well, I slept with someone and now I'm pregnant and it's not yours, but surprise, you're going to be a dad anyway.
Yes, that's exactly what you're supposed to do.
That'll destroy him.
Maybe. But lying to him will destroy him worse when he finds out later. And he will find out, Felicia. Maybe not today, maybe not next year, but eventually something will come up. Medical records, DNA tests, family resemblance, your own guilt eating you alive until you confess. It always comes out.
What if it doesn't? What if I take it to my grave?
Then you spend your entire life carrying this. Every time he looks at that baby with love in his eyes, you'll know he's loving a lie. Every time he talks about how much the baby looks like him, you'll flinch. Every Father's Day, every birthday, every milestone, you'll be living a double life. You really think you can do that for 18 years? 20? 40?
I don't know.
I think you do know. I think that's why you called me. Because you know you can't carry this alone forever.
What if I tell him and he leaves? What if he wants nothing to do with this baby?
Then that's his choice, and you raise the baby alone. And it's hard, but at least it's honest.
Easy for you to say. You're not the one who'll be a single mom.
You're right. I'm not. But Felicia, you're acting like there are only two options. Lie and keep him, or tell the truth and lose him. But there's a third option you're not considering.
What?
Tell him the truth, and he stays anyway. Tell him the truth, and he decides that biology doesn't matter, that he wants to be this baby's father regardless. Tell him the truth, and you build something real instead of something based on a lie.
You think that's possible?
I don't know. But it's only possible if you give him the chance to make that choice. And right now, you're not.
I'm so scared.
I know. But you're more scared of telling the truth than you are of living a lie for the rest of your life. And that should tell you something.
If I tell him, how do I even say it?
You sit him down and you tell him exactly what happened. During our break, I slept with someone. I'm pregnant, and based on timing, you're not the biological father. The baby's not yours. I'm telling you this because you deserve to know the truth before you decide how you want to move forward.
And then what?
Then you let him react. You let him feel whatever he's going to feel. Anger, betrayal, confusion, hurt. You don't defend yourself. You don't minimize it. You just let him process.
What if he never forgives me?
Then he doesn't. But at least you gave him the choice. At least you didn't steal 18 years of his life based on a lie.
You think I'm a terrible person?
No. I think you're a scared person trying to protect people you love. But Felicia, you can't protect people by lying to them. You can only delay the pain. And usually, the delay makes it worse.
I don't want to lose him.
I know. But you might. And that's the risk you take when you tell the truth. But the alternative is living a lie forever. And I don't think you can do that. I think it'll eat you alive.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'll tell him. Tonight. Before I lose my nerve.
That's brave. Even though it's terrifying.
I don't feel brave. I feel like I'm about to ruin everything.
You're not ruining everything. You're giving everyone a chance to make decisions based on truth instead of lies. That's the right thing to do, even though it hurts.
Thank you.
Good luck. You're gonna need it.
That's a heavy one. Because Felicia's not wrong about some of it. Her boyfriend will probably be a great father. The baby will be loved. And if she keeps the secret, maybe nobody ever finds out. Maybe she takes it to her grave and everyone lives happily ever after. But probably not. Because secrets like this don't stay buried. They have a way of surfacing. Through medical records, through genetic testing that becomes more common every year, through family resemblance that doesn't quite add up, through the kid inheriting traits that neither parent has, through Felicia's guilt eating her alive until she confesses. And when it comes out, and it probably will, everyone gets hurt worse than if she just told the truth from the start. Her boyfriend will feel betrayed, not just by the hookup, but by years of deception. The child will feel lied to about their entire identity. And Felicia will have spent all those years living in fear of being found out. But here's what really gets me about this situation. Felicia's framing it like she's protecting everyone by keeping the secret. Like telling the truth only serves to ease her conscience. But that's not true. Telling the truth gives her boyfriend a choice, a real choice. Not a choice based on false information, but an actual informed decision about whether he wants to raise another man's child. Maybe he says yes. Maybe he loves her enough that biology doesn't matter. Maybe he becomes the best father that kid could ask for. But maybe he says no. Maybe he decides that's not something he can do. And that's his right. And Felicia's taking that right away from him by lying. She's deciding for him that he'd want to raise this baby. She's deciding for him that he doesn't need to know the truth. She's deciding for him what his life is going to look like for the next 18 years. That's not protection. That's control. And then there's the kid. That baby who's going to grow up thinking one man is their biological father when he's not. Who might go their whole life never knowing the truth, or might find out as a teenager or an adult and have their entire identity shattered. They deserve to know. Not right away, they're baby, but eventually. And that can only happen if Felicia tells the truth now. Look, I get it. She's terrified. She's about to blow up her relationship. She might end up a single mom. The truth is going to hurt people she loves. But the lie will hurt them more. Because right now, her boyfriend is falling in love with a fantasy. He's falling in love with the idea that he and Felicia created this baby together, that it's a symbol of their love, their reunion, their fresh start. But it's not. It's the result of a hookup she had during a break with a tourist whose last name she doesn't remember. And he deserves to know that before he spends the next 18 years raising a child based on false information. Will it destroy him? Maybe. Will he leave? Maybe. But those are risks you take when you choose honesty. And the alternative, living a lie, raising a child built on deception, spending years in fear of being found out, that's not better. That's just a slower kind of destruction. Here's what I want you to understand if you're in a situation like this. You don't get to decide what's best for other people based on incomplete information. You don't get to protect them by lying to them. You don't get to steal their agency because you're afraid of their reaction. They deserve the truth. Even if it hurts, even if it ends the relationship, even if it changes everything. Because the lie won't protect them. It'll just delay the pain. And usually, the delay makes it worse. Felicia's about to have the hardest conversation of her life. And I don't know what happens next. Maybe he stays. Maybe he leaves. Maybe they figure it out. But at least, it'll be based on truth. And that's all any of us can ask for. That's all for tonight. This is Rex, the Reaper, where feelings go to die, and where people learn that some secrets are too big to carry alone. Here's my question. If you were the boyfriend, would you want to know the truth, even if it destroyed you? Or would you rather not know and raise the baby believing it's yours? And if you were Felicia, would you tell him, or would you keep the secret? Drop your honest answer in the comments. No judgment, just truth. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications. We do this almost every day. Later.